Hey, what's up everybody? Fred Minnick here, and I'm in my house. I'm not in my office because my wife's out of town for the weekend and I got the kids by myself, and I had to review this bourbon here, this Filibuster today. I'll tell you why in a second. Important anniversary for the people behind it. I don't like to leave the kids at home not because I'm trying to be a responsible parent, but I mean, Julian could shove a knife into an outlet. Oscar would put some kind of like a trick in my bed where I would like step on a tack or something. So I guess maybe it is being responsible, but also a little self protection there, because it's a never-ending battle in this home. You may recall Filibuster has been in the news recently. I just did an interview with the founder, Sid DeLowry, who immigrated here from India on this day 15 years ago. So today is the anniversary of Sid moving to America. So that's why I wanted to taste it today. Also, the charges that he faced, like I said, he was in the news. I did an interview with him for my Club Marzipan. So on Club Marzipan, you know, there's a link in the description, but I have all kinds of exclusive content over there to include distiller interviews and exclusive reviews and things like that. But he was up on charges for essentially violating a lot of environmental laws, such as getting rid of distilling waste in local waterways. And we talked about that, and he's cleared of all that. He has paid fines, but he's retained his freedom. He's doing, like he said in the interview, he learned from it. He's on the up and up. And he also brought up, he's like, you know, I'm an immigrant, and things are very different where he grew up. And so I like believing and giving people second chances. I'm excited to see Sid back on his feet and doing well, because he and I are friends. I tend to be friends with most people in the business. But anyway, so he has two products that are just dropping. His Filibuster Bottled and Bond, it's a 5-year. And then he's got this fancy packaged one, which kind of looks like, you know, when I opened it up, I was like, oh, is this a Pappy 23? What you doing here on me? And you turn it around, it's like Filibuster there. And this is a triple cast straight bourbon finished in cognac barrels. And if I recall, you know, so yeah, that's right. This one is a barrel picked by the Virginia ABC, which is a state-run liquor store. So Filibuster is a craft distillery in Virginia. They are tiny, as most craft distillers are. I've done barrel picks with them before. I've been there and sipped their whiskey, and I've actually been fond of some of their stuff, and some of their stuff I've been like, this ain't so good, Sid. And Sid's one of those guys that I can have an open dialogue with him about his whiskey. A lot of distillers aren't very comfortable hearing that their whiskey sucks sometimes, but you know, we talked about that in the interview, and he's like, I always appreciate that when you tell me my whiskey sucks, because it helps me get better. So that's, I appreciate that as well. All right, this thing is on there good. So if you want to check out that interview, link in the bio or link in the description for Club Marzipan, go check that out. So again, this is the anniversary date of Sid DeLowry moving to America. And I'm excited for him and his new chapter and everything that's going on with him. But when it comes down to the whiskey, as he knows, as you know, story doesn't mean anything. If the whiskey sucks, whiskey sucks. So here we go. Boy, this smells like a bunch of fresh cracked walnuts. This is a walnut bomb. Walnut. What else? Like floral, like roses. This definitely does not follow your typical 5-year bottled and bond, I'll tell you that. A little maple there too. Oh, wow. That walnut just turned into a Derby pie, which is like a chocolate walnut pie. You know, close cousin to that would be the pecan pie. They're like kind of like a nutty sweetness with a nice like crust to it. Damn, that maple comes out too. So it's like this back and forth of nuttiness and sweetness. Really, really nice. This is fantastic. Last year, some of my peers named him. I just saw this on his bottle. Some of my peers in the World Whiskey Awards named him best non-Kentucky small batch bourbon. The World Whiskey Awards is owned by Whiskey Magazine. I used to be a judge with them for a long time, but you know, all these competitions, they are businesses, and when you start your own competition, you don't get invited back by many of them. So I'm not a judge on that anymore. But I will say that I can see, you know, that was a different release. It was their 5-year bourbon. So this won best non-Kentucky small batch in that competition. I could see this really crushing it in competition. And this is something I should probably make a video about another time. But competition whiskey is very different than at-home sipping whiskey. One, you can't have any noticeable flaws, like something that's, you know, nail polish. If that's in there, it's completely out. It's not going to be in competition. But you got to have a distinct note that can carry through after someone's tasted like 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 things. And that walnut note and this Filibuster, this 5-year bottled and bond, that is absolutely stellar. So I think that walnut note could carry a whiskey through a competition. All right, so now I'm going to go to the triple cask. So triple cask finished in, let's see how he refers to this. Okay, so it's 5-year-old straight bourbons from Virginia and Indiana. And then they are finished in cognac barrels. So that's where the triple cask comes from. You've got the 2 casks from Virginia and Indiana, and then it goes into a 3rd cask in cognac. So essentially you could say that this is a blend of straights going into a cognac barrel. It is 113.14 proof. Once again, this is also a Virginia ABC pick. That walnut note that I really loved in the Filibuster, the 5-year bottle and bond, not there at all. I do get some roses though, I mentioned before, so that could be like a staple note in their distillate. Also some mint. Not getting a lot on the nose. The nose is actually very muted. Oh. No. This is like coffee grounds. If you ever had a cup of coffee, kick it back, and the coffee grounds get on there. It's like gritty. I don't know what it is, but this has this weird coffee ground note to it. And I hate to say this because I think when you're a distiller, you don't always appreciate how good your own product is, so you want to bring in like MGP and blend it in. But I think the MGP whiskey may have absolutely ruined this Virginia distillate. It's like, I don't know, it's like it's fighting. But I am not a fan. I'm not a fan of that first taste. Yeah, it's funky. It's funky in a bad way. Like, I don't like this funk. Like, I can't put my finger on it, but there was a tree that I grew up around. It had these big long pods, and actually I used to get spankings with them. So if I was a shithead, my mom made me pull one off and she'd spank my ass with it. God, that hurt so bad. But I used to chew on those. I can't remember what the name of that tree was, but it was real funky. It was gross, but I would chew on it anyway because, you know, I have issues. But this has like this coffee ground note and that weird tree note, so like a funky green note. I'm just not a fan of this one at all. But I would say that the Bottled and Bond, this Bottled and Bond is, it's not only a home run, it is a must get if you are someone who likes like the nuttier kind of flavors in bourbon. But if you are a Kentucky bourbon snob, like you're stuck on Blanton's, I mean, I'm probably not the best person to be following, to be quite honest with you, on YouTube, because I'm not about, you know, pouring the same stuff down my throat all the time. This right here is not for you if you are a bottle chasing Blanton's lover. It's just not. This is gonna be for people who appreciate different styles of bourbon and want to explore outside of the traditional Kentucky flavors, because this has some notes in here that are absolutely fantastic. And I'm excited to see where it's going to be at 6, 7, 8, 9, because right now at 5 years old, it's tasting fantastic. The cognac finish, the triple barrel, not so much. I mean, got a nice bag though. But I will say that I am a fan of the 5-year Bottled and Bond, and the other one, no sir. That's gonna do it here. Thank you for tuning in. If you want to check out that video, my interview with Sid, where he talks about what helped him get through that time of getting 115 charges on him. If you want to check that out, go into that link in my bio. You will not regret it. It's a very good interview. Sid really opens up about that. And once again, this is his anniversary of coming to America. And like I said, I'm friends with him, and he respects it when I tell him I don't like his whiskey. So I loved one of them and really didn't like the other. So we're batting 500 here. But cheers, you all. Thanks for tuning in. Be safe out there. And remember, vodka sucks unless it's being used to clean up dead cat. Cheers.